Derby County have announced the start of their pre-season plans as they announce their first fixture and where their pre-season European tour will be heading to. Now, obviously, for Derby County, this is a massive pre-season as John Eustace looks to prepare his Derby County squad for a much better season than the one we did just see in 2024-2025. Now, the pre-season camp will start with a game up against Matlock Town at the Proctor Car Stadium, sponsored by Clouds Development. And it's going to be another fixture against Matlock Town. That will be, I think, the third season running that Derby County have faced up against Matlock in their pre-season. And Derby County last season took a 3-0 victory against the Gladiators with Caden Jackson, Jerry Yates and Liam Thompson getting on the score sheet. We also saw some young players in the squad, a player by the name of Alex Stepien Iwumene, who put in a really good performance that day, but has been released from Derby County as of now. Now, Matlock are recently managed by their new player manager, Adam Clayton, who you may remember as a former Middlesbrough midfielder. Now, they are preparing to compete in the Northern Premier League Division 1 next season, which obviously is quite a few levels below Derby County, but this is a good start for Derby County as they start to get their bearings with pre-season training and getting back in to that rhythm again under John Eustace. And it will be the first time we really see what John Eustace is wanting to do with this Derby County squad. Now, after that fixture is played, Derby County will be heading to Austria from the Monday, the 14th of July to Saturday, the 19th of July, where they will be playing a pre-season fixture in the region of Tyrol, which is in Austria. And there will be a fixture in the training camp, and it will be the aim for Derby County to begin to build that team morale, that team bonding that we've seen the managers like Paul Warne do in the past. We saw Wayne Rooney do it at a camp in the UK, obviously, while we were on the course of heading for administration. And obviously, we don't have all the details for the fixture at the moment. There is a lot of talk saying that it will be a German team that will play in Austria, but we have no confirmation at the moment. And it's going to be very interesting to see how pre-season does go for John Eustace, because obviously at the moment we're not entirely sure which way it's going to go in terms of formation, in terms of signings or anything like that. Yes, we've had a few links which I've spoken about on the channel, the likes of Cody Drama, the likes of Ricardo Santos. Obviously Oscar Frulo's name has popped up yet again as well, but it will be interesting to see how Derby County do set ourselves up next season. Obviously, hopefully seeing the return of Sondre Langas and Curtis Nelson early into next season. Obviously, you've then got Lars Jørgen Salverson to return from injury, Ryan Niambi, and even Callum Elder, who should hopefully be back for that pre-season period. But they are the only fixtures that we have known to us right now, and it is going to be very interesting to see who else Derby County do play. Obviously, if you remember last summer, I don't think we had the greatest of pre-seasons, if I remember rightly. I think we played Chesterfield, I think we played Barnsley, obviously Matlock as well. We played Stockport, Chesterfield, Barnsley, Real Valladolid in our pre-season. And in my opinion, it wasn't a great pre-season for me. There was Matlock in there as well. It's just not listed on FootMob. And I'll be completely honest, did we also play Alfreton Town as a final one, or was that the season before? But I just felt like pre-season last year didn't go well. We got battered 4-0 by Chesterfield when we returned from Spain. We lost to Barnsley, and I just feel like winning is a habit. And obviously, I'm not saying that if you win all your pre-seasons games, you're going to then go and win the next 10 games in the league or whatever. But I do believe that your pre-season friendlies are really important in building morale and making the team know what they need to do and how they need to do it. And obviously you've got sort of like the main team and you've got the Joey team, as Curtis Davis called it on a podcast, which is obviously sort of like the second 11 with a couple of young players and stuff like that. And I think for Derby County at the moment, it's really difficult to sort of judge what that sort of main 11 is going to be at the moment, because we don't know how John Eustace is going to prepare this team formation wise. We don't know what signings are going to be made before obviously that pre-season game, which, if I remember rightly, did I say the 12th with Matlock Town? I think I did say the 12th, but it's going to be a very interesting one to sort of develop on, because John Eustace set a solid baseline of a defensive unit, which was not conceding goals, was very solid defensively. And but we weren't necessarily creating a ton of chances. Don't get me wrong, I think we were better under Eustace at creating and defending than we were under Warne, but we still weren't creating a great deal of chances. And the interesting thing is going to be, we're still waiting for announcements on Liam Thompson's extension and Craig Forsyth's extension for Derby County, which obviously then has an impact on how these fixtures will play as well. And obviously the conversations that are ongoing. We don't know where John Eustace really sees Ben Osborne as a player. Is it at left back? Is it in central midfield? Again, that would then change the depth chart that we've been looking at over the course of the last few weeks. And we don't really know what's going to happen with the sort of front three wide men of Caden Jackson, Mendez-Lang, and obviously Corey Blackett Taylor. We don't know if any of the young players have caught John Eustace's eye and are going to be key figures heading into next season. But these are all things which pre-season are for, and I do think that we will see some of those young players get the opportunity, and hopefully they'll go out to Austria with Eustace and the squad as well, so that they can potentially get the opportunity to integrate within the first team. It would be really nice to see some of the likes of Cruz Allen. I'm not entirely sure what Niall McAndrew's injury situation is. I know he finished the season with an injury, so hopefully if he's fit, Lennon Wilden, another one. Obviously, I think Dejan Brown will be there. Jake Rooney should be there as well. But it's really important that we start to sort of breed these young players into the first team environment so that if they are needed and if they are called upon, they know exactly what to expect. They understand what John Eustace is asking of the squad. Now, don't get me wrong. Throughout pre-season, we'll see a lot of the young players sort of fill out squads. I think we'll see the likes of Jack Thompson, the goalkeeper. I do think Cruz Allen will get sort of a run out. Obviously, Dejan Brown, Jake Rooney, obviously they'll get a run out as well. And I think it's really important to sort of make sure we get those young players in and get them playing, even if it's just 10 minutes at the end of a friendly. I think it's important. Making sure we have sort of a solid third choice option, which I think we've offered Harry Evans a new deal from the under-21s. I do believe that if he could get sort of the opportunity to be Derby's third choice goalkeeper, I think that would be really good for him. Give him a pre-season friendly, give him a cup game maybe, depending on obviously the opponents. And I think that would be really good for Derby County to do moving forward as we sort of head into this 2025-26 campaign, as we can really sort of assess those young talents, assess the squad that we've already got, because there is a lot of work that needs doing. I'm not entirely sure how many spaces are available in the squad. I think it's 8. Based on the players that we've released and things like that, but there is also room for movement with like players like Joe Ward potentially leaving. Dejan Brown doesn't get registered, Jake Rooney doesn't get registered at the moment, so they don't really matter. And obviously then the forward line, we don't know if Jackson, Mendez-Lang will stay. We don't know what that sort of circumstance is. So there is still opportunities for Derby County to adjust their registered players and things like that heading into the start of the season. I think we're allowed 25 registered players, and then under 21s don't have to be registered, which obviously sort of opens the door for those academy players to get opportunities. Obviously, if you do remember from last summer, loan players, no matter the age, do have to be registered, so we need to keep an eye on that as well, especially with the reports suggesting that a loan signing for Cody Drama could be something that Derby County follow through with. Now, if you have not done so already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, you turn on the notification bell. I think as I'm recording this video, there will be interview with Stephen Pearce from BBC Radio Derby out as you're watching this video, which I will be keeping up to date with. I'm going to note down everything that I take from it and record a video reacting to the exclusive BBC Radio Derby and Stephen Pearce interview. But you can let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, you turn on that notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next one.